I honestly wasn't sure if I was gonna make this video. Because I was really excited for Tokon. Admittedly, I really was like, I was in on it at the start. Kind of fell off a little bit, like I saw gameplay and stuff. I was like, oh, I'm coming back, And then Sony stuff happened. So I'm not really happy with Sony. And then specifically around Tokon, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna get it on Steam, so like I can kind of be like, well, I'm not really directly supporting Sony. I'm more supporting Arc System. Excuses. I saw that they're then region locking this game, and it's like, man, I'm almost at the point where I'm like, I think I'm not gonna get it because I want to just play the other games and not like that I have, and like I have other fighting games I can play. Like, it wasn't really planning to be my main game. I was planning on having fun with it, so we'll see if that changes. I am playing the beta still because I want to try it. I want to see if I like the gameplay more and stuff. And I saw there's walking back some of the countries as well, so like hopefully if that gets in a better situation, we'll see. I did want to just put that little disclaimer and put my little thoughts in the entire situation. But I wanted to go over kind of who would be in my team and kind of like the tier list of who I want to play in this game. Since everyone has been announced, I'm not ranking DLC because obviously we won't have DLC for a good while. So the core of my team and the number one person that I want to play, and the reason that I am like back in on this game, is Blade. I think Blade being in a fighting game is so cool. I'm so hyped. I'm so excited. Like, I think he looks amazing. I think he looks very fun. I think like this would just be like the character that I can fall in love with, and I'm like partially a little worried for the the beta because Blade is gonna be the beta, and if I really enjoy Blade, we'll see. So that's kind of the person that I think will always just kind of be in my team, unless he's like just mega unfun for me personally. So, and then like in terms of day one roster, I think what I will want to do would be something like this, where it would be Doom, Shuri, and like Mag. I think that would be kind of who I'm thinking. That'd just be the gut feeling for me. I have Marvel vs. Capcom 2 music on, so like Doom and Magneto, I think, kind of self-explanatory with me being a big fan of that series. I also think they're just cool characters, so I personally have been more drawn to them in other things as well. And then I really like what they've shown with Shuri as Black Panther. I think the lance is really cool. I think some of the stuff she's done looks very fun. So it's definitely one of those where it's like I want to kind of try this team out and then kind of go from there. Because it obviously won't work. Day one teams are never inherently the end-all be-all. But it's kind of what I want to go off of and see from there. Now, after that, I'm going to go down the list of pretty much if they're going to be like even a consideration. Most likely not. Is like the hey, I'm looking at it, it's like no. And then like the reserves is the immediate like hey, you were so close to being in that day one team and you are immediately going to be promoted if I am not really feeling one of these characters. So first, an Iron Man, most likely not. Never been an Iron Man fan. And that might be controversial. I don't know. I just never really vibed with me as much as a lot of the other Marvel characters. Not to say it doesn't have cool stuff. It's just like, in terms of the character, I've never been a fan, and like the flight stuff is not really inherently my thing. And then I think I'm gonna go Cap there too. Like, I used to like Captain America a lot. But like, I don't know, the stuff that he does just kind of feels boring to me. Like, that might just be me, I don't really know, but it just, yeah, I don't know, it just doesn't work for me. Like, I just don't know what happened, why I don't like the character as much anymore, but like, maybe it's just like the oversaturation of it. But yeah, it's just kind of falling off in terms of what I like. Like, they're probably the top of this tier. I think it's just there's other characters where it's like, it's kind of disingenuous to put like every character in. I'll consider it. Miss Marvel is another I won't, or most likely not. I just don't like Miss Marvel. Like, in this game, she looks a little weird. I just didn't vibe with it. Like, yeah, there's not much. Which is, again, like, you're kind of seeing why when this game was like the first few characters released, I wasn't really vibing with it, because like a lot of guys they showed were like, eh. Star-Lord's the first I'll consider, because I think I did some cool stuff with him. He looks like unique, but I think I would be one of those where it's like, oh, he's a assist or something that really works with one of the characters that I want to play, or one of my strategies or something like that. Not inherently like a, yeah, this is gonna be a gung-ho, I'm gonna look for this character in my team. So yeah. Storm is gonna be in the reserves. I think Storm is super cool. I think they would be a good kind of swap for like a Magneto, Doctor Doom, depending on assists and stuff. Ghost Rider I think is super cool. I love Ghost Rider, so I don't know who they would replace or how they would really work in everything, but they look cool, and I'm just a Ghost Rider fan. Oh, this is all just personal bias. Like, same thing. It's like Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man, so like, he's definitely a character where I am like probably not vibing with the playstyle a ton, but I think I just love the character so much that like he would definitely be in the consideration. Magic I think is the top of I'll consider. I might move her into the reserves, but like I think it would be like with Blade having two like just pure sword users. Like, I know Shuri has the lance and stuff, but like that's kind of why I think I'm a little bit off of Magic. And then like same thing where it's like I just don't want to overpopulate the reserve tier. Like, Wolverine is the top of that too. Like, I think Wolverine is cool, but I also think like the way that they made his playstyle in this game doesn't look like it really vibes with what I would want to do, which isn't bad. It's just like kind of preference. Danger I think is also in the I'll consider. Like, she's cool, but I don't have any personal affiliation. I love the pick. Like, I'll actually put the final thoughts on the roster towards the end. I love the pick of the character. It's just like I don't have that personal affiliation. I might like gain that from this game if I end up playing it, but Penny Parker is another where I saw the mech suit and stuff. I'm like, nope, I'm out. Like, I'm not a big body person in terms of fighting games, and it just immediately it's like, I'm good. I don't need this. Hulk is a more interesting big body, so I'm putting them in consider. But I still kind of go default to like, I'm not inherently like one of those. I really like playing like the big bodies like Zangief's and Braum. Like, I'm playing Braum more to XKO, but like it's not inherently my intrinsic playstyle. So like, if it's someone that's fun and I really enjoy the character, like I'm gonna try him probably at some point. But not the inherent like, oh, you're the immediate backup. Green Goblin. I think Green Goblin's a cool character. I am so happy he's in a fighting game. But he's probably here in the reserves. I kind of saw the tricky playstyle that like he had, like, or the trickster playstyle. I won't say tricky. And then the like having the platform to fly around on. It's just it immediately was like, this is cool, but not for me. I think Carnage might be in the reserves. Like, I don't know, it's one of those things where like I wasn't really thinking I wanted Carnage in a fighting game, but once I saw them, like, this is really cool, and I'm kind of... It's definitely one of those where it's like, I might swap this, but, like, they're around the same, like... If there was, like, a one, or, like, a middle tier, these two would be in it, I think. And another one that would be in that is Deadpool. I think a lot of the fighting game stuff is really cool, but I think a lot of the third wall break things is a little weird. So like, not weird, but like I feel like it can get old really quickly, if that makes sense. So like that's why it's not an immediate like, oh yeah, like all this like really cool fighting game niche stuff is up my alley. Like I love it and I respect it. It's just like I don't know if I'd really want to be hearing that 24/7. So that's like the only kind of reason. Looks like a fun character. And then kind of similar thing with Magic, where it's like it's just another sword character. And then finally, or finishing this out, I'm going to put Loki in the I'll consider it. Never been a giant Loki fan. I think the Loki show was good. And I think he has a lot of interesting stuff in this game. But there's a lot of visual clutter with him. And then like I just think there's other like zony type characters that I would want to play above them. So it's like that's kind of why they're there, but it's more like, okay, well, these two didn't work, Storm didn't work. I don't know if Ghost Rider's like a Axel type zoner. And then I know Starlight isn't really like a zoner, but has projectile stuff, so it's like kind of C. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I think this roster was really well made. I think they got a lot of picks that haven't been in fighting games, a lot of picks that have and are beloved. I think it was a really good mix. They had a Danger, who is a not very known character in the Marvel universe, so I always love that type of stuff, like Shu Magorath, like that type of representation I think is always good. I think there's a good amount of diversity in terms of the like teams that they picked from. I think there's a very heavy Spider-Man representation, but it does make sense because it is Sony, and Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man, so having 4 Spider-Man characters does make sense. Would I preferred like removing Penny Parker for like a Gambit or a Jubilee or something like that? Probably. But yeah, I think the roster's overall like very solid. I think the only one that like I really would love to see is Gambit, and that's about it. Like there's not really any characters that I'm looking at. It's like, man, I wish they had X or something. So yeah, that's it. If you enjoyed this type of stuff, please like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And then if you have any thoughts about about buying this game and like kind of the weirdness around that, please let me know, because I genuinely would love to talk to people about that, because it's just something in my mind that like it's kind of like a weird feeling, having to like consider all the external factors on top of if I like the game or not. So I don't know, but have a wonderful day and or night whenever you're watching this.